Do you want to see my ceramic studio and workshop? It is much smaller than you may think, but now I'm getting a better place. In this video, I will show you the transformation. So far, I have had my studio in this small room on the side of my house. It's actually very good from a light point of view. I love sitting here and I can watch the outside, but it is very, very small. I have a little bit of room in here for drying my pots. I have a bucket for my reclaim. And of course, I have my wheel. I also sometimes put some of the pots on my table next to my wheel. And I have this wedging stone that I use. And all my beds, at least some of them here. And below the table, I'm reclaiming clay. But there are two problems with this room. First of all, it is rather small. And the other thing is that it's next to my living space. It's right outside the door from my living room and kitchen. And as you all know, clay can be a little bit dusty and dirty. So I would rather have a separate room for that. And I do now. Because last year, my daughter moved out of the house. She's now 22, so she's a young woman, and she used to live in this annex just next to the house. It's actually connected. So now I have this room that I can move my ceramic studio, my workshop to. So let's go and see how it looks now. Outside my house is this covered area, and right next to that is the annex where my daughter used to live. So let's go inside and see how that looks. In this covered area, I have a lot of the stony materials, the ones that can sustain freezing. And I have my kiln here. So it is sort of outside, but it is protected from rain and snow and stuff. It's been sitting here for the past, I don't know, 5, 6 years, and it works just great. So let's go into the annex. Right now, it's very empty. I only moved my table here. I still need to put the top on it. I used to have that in the basement. But as you can also hopefully see, this room is maybe twice the size of my previous workshop. So what we'll do is that I will have the wheels facing the window so I can sit here and watch my garden. And then in the other end of it, I will have the table that I will work on. I'll have some shelves and, well, all the storage of the things that I use when I do my wheel throwing. So today we're going to paint. It needs just a fresh paint. There's some paint missing up here in the top windows because I had this rebuilt some years ago. We never got around to painting it. So I'm going to give it fresh paint. And I also got new heating system installed some years ago when we were rebuilding this place and some nice new wooden floors. So it's really, really good. The only thing missing is I would like to change these windows. They're a bit old, a little bit broken down. And also they have 2 layers of glass, so I can't really open the windows because one of them is fixed. But I think I'll do that at some point. Also, the door is not the best quality. It does close, it does keep me warm in here, but it's not so secure anymore. I'm looking so much forward to get this room done. So I will show you what I will do here. First, the painting, then we will move the furniture and the equipment down from the other room. And then I'll start creating new stuff in a better place. Thanks a lot.
Ah, you bring it.
So now we finished all the painting and it looks so much better. Look up here. Now so much more light comes in because it's white. So that's good. So now it's just time to do the rest of the work. The problem is that these walls are not very solid. So I can't really screw anything into them and expect it to hold, especially when I have heavy duty materials. So I came up with this solution. I think this is a pretty good solution because what I found is that I could screw in things here and I could screw in things here. And then I attach these wooden poles and then on top of that I'm putting these rails so I have flexible holders for my shelves so I can adjust them over time and whatever I need. And yeah, it does look a little more industrial, but it's a workshop, so I think it's okay. I could, of course, have painted these white, but I kind of like the look of that combination of white and wood. And anyway, I can do that at some later point if I decide to do that. So now when I move in my table, I'll have these nice shelves above it. I think that will work out really well. And I will make it the same way here. So I'll get shelves all the way down this side and also on this side. Yeah. And now it's time to clean up the whole workshop. And once you start pulling out all this crap, it tend to be a lot more than you expected. Some old stuff that just need to be thrown out, lots of beds, and some of them need some cleaning. Some old slips. I have to check if they're still good. Yeah, still a lot to do before I'm ready with the new studio.
Don't filming me.
I am.
I'm not part of the workshop.
And yes, we're even cleaning the windows. It was a little bit tricky with this one because we have this plexiglass in front of it. It's insulation, but it's screwed on and makes it a little more difficult to clean. But look how clean it is now. Look how clean the window is now. I just need to clean the garden. And this looks good. I'll of course add some more shelves. And so this is where I'm gonna sit and draw. And the question is, do I have space enough for 2 wheels? Well, time will tell. So now I've got most of the shelves up. Not all of them. Still have to cut some of them. And I got one of my wheels out here. It would be so nice to sit here and watch out the window. And yeah, I'll try with one more wheel and see if I can fit it somehow. Now the second wheel. And as you may notice, the left one is a Weber wheel, so a cheap Chinese wheel. And the right one is my solid Chimbu. And I'm thinking maybe getting a Shimbo more, so they will be the same. But it's okay. It's a little bit tight, but I think it's going to work out. And now the old pottery workshop is empty. I just cleaned the floor. It's sort of nostalgic. But now I'm going to move my office in here, and that's going to be so nice. So let's get back to the work on the new workshop. It's getting closer and closer. Now I'm starting to move in some of my tools. The shelves are up. It's still a bit empty, but it's because I still have a lot of crap in the house that I need to move, but it's getting there. And there's a lot of shelf space, which is really nice. And I also got my new office worked out really well. Again, there's still a few things that need to be organized better, but I think it looks nice, and it's so nice to sit here, watch the street. Now I'm finally ready with my new workshop, at least ready enough to start using it. I always up a little bit of clay, and I'll be throwing a couple of these large bowls that I use for my new decoration project. There's a video about it last week, so you can go back and watch that if you want. But now I just want to enjoy being in my new workshop, looking out the window, and well, just enjoying more space. And this is once again my favorite, or one of my favorite clays, is high iron stoneware. Actually, I have a lot of grog in it, but it's very fine, so it's super nice to throw in. And for this one, I'm aiming at about 45 centimeter, 45 centimeters, so a little bit wider than the bat. Not super wide, because even though I can have up to about 55 centimeter, 56 in the kill, that takes me almost to the side, so I can't put any poles there, can't stack anything, so I can only have one that is full size, and then can have more that are smaller sizes below that. So these ones are going to be medium sized, but still I want a pretty wide base for this. It's going to be more like a platter than a bowl. Yeah, I think this is, I like good thickness here because I want to trim a foot. So I need to be rather thick. It can be a little bit better, but not much. Sometimes I also use a rib just to add some extra compression and make sure that the button is even rounded up in the edge, and just generally nice. Also get some of the slip off. Always leave a thick rim because we're going to expand that a lot. I'm going to expand that a lot. So we'll thin out a lot. Um, Still keeping it nice and non-wobbly. At least I try to. Even though I add water, I also try to keep it not too watery at the bottom, because if there's too much water down here and it soaks into the clay, will weaken the clay and make it more likely that we get these cracks at the bottom, the S cracks. So now I'm gonna expand it. Also get some of the slip off at the same time. Now when I start to expand it, I also slow down speed a lot. Um, because of course the speed out here is going faster. So we don't want to overdo that. By using the rib to expand, I also don't need so much water, which also helps it being more stable. So now we're getting to that point where I have to decide whether to do more or leave it here, because of course it's hanging out here, all the clay, and it is of course making it very weak. But this clay is rather strong, so I'm getting away with it. But I think I'm gonna leave this one. It's about 40 centimeter wide, so it's a good width for these kind of bowls that they are atters, whatever you want to call it. And then I'll let it dry, firm up a little bit, and then maybe expand it just a little bit more. But it's easier after you let it firm up just a little bit. So that was the first pot in my new workshop. I think it turned out pretty well. And I'm enjoying it so much. I can watch outside the window. It's snowing still outside, but in here it's nice and warm. So I hope you enjoyed my moving of the workshop, and see how much you can get out of relatively small piece of space here. So I hope to see you again next week. Hope to have a new video up next Sunday, usually at 5 p.m. Central European time. So have a good day, and see you soon.